The following is a live sports presentation of Glycod. GLICOD.com.
Glycod's coverage of Central Kentucky high school basketball starts now. Presented by Bluegrass Community and Technical College.
And a pleasant good evening live tonight from Lafayette High School. It should be a fantastic girls matchup between Frederick Douglass and the Lafayette Generals. Welcome, I'm Chris LaBar along with former Scott County boys head coach Tim Glenn. This has all the makings of a very intriguing matchup.
It does, 11th region, similar records, two outstanding coaches that are preparing their teams to get ready for the region this year. Douglass
is 11-4, and they've only lost a couple of games in state. This is a team, they are clicking on all cylinders, and they're very young as well.
They are, and I told Coach Moberly again, we kind of mentioned this early on when we saw him against Anderson County early in the year, and he's had a tough schedule. He's put these girls, give them some tests early, got them tested right here in the middle, and as they're preparing for the districts right here, this game will help them tonight, and both ways. Lafayette, it'll also help them going into their district play.
You look at this Lafayette General team. The Generals are 15-2. They've won 7 in a row, and they feel like they have maybe something to prove, and for them, a great opportunity tonight.
I think one of the biggest keys for them is just how they're just so balanced in scoring. They've got just a lot of girls that contribute. Coach Denton's got confidence in some that what she comes off the bench with as well, that she can rely on them, and they showed that the other night when we did the game over there at Tate's Creek, and just a reliable bunch of young women that Coach Denton's got prepared for battle.
These two teams are so well coached, and it's a Wednesday night, and there's not a lot of action. I would think there'd be a lot of eyeballs on these two teams as we get closer to the postseason.
These definitely two girls teams in the city that can take that 11th region, and they're going to have to be something to be dealt with. They'll both be a tough out of that regional tournament.
So glad you joined us tonight live on Glycod. Scott Moore is our coordinating producer. Steve Bird, our executive producer, will step aside. DJ Moberly, his 5th season as head coach of the Broncos, will join our Tim Glenn. That conversation on the way back from Glycod.
Central Kentucky Driving School is raising the bar in driver education because the safety of their students is too important for anything less. Offering driver training for teens and adults, Central Kentucky Driving School will equip you with the skills needed to become a safe and confident driver. A proud community partner, Central Kentucky Driving School invests in their students and families and guides you every step of the way. For more information, give them a call at 859-538-7775 or visit drivecky.com.
A new year means next level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Magnesium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Magnesium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Magnesium, we're changing lives through math.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for youth.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals into your body.
And nicotine, which can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media.
Many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping.
Because when you talk, they hear you.
With Fast Signs, create striking custom visuals that inspire pride district-wide. Fast Signs, make your statement.
Let's get real. We offer a lot of the same courses you'll find at a four-year college. But with our small classes and personal attention, you won't get lost in the crowd. College for the real world. College for your world.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by the Kentucky Army National Guard. Serve your country while going to school or work full-time. Find your fit at nationalguard.com.
Okay, we're here today during the JV game with Coach Moberly from Frederick Douglass. Coach, how has your, I got to see you guys early, and pretty early. Remember one of the first, second games of the season against Anderson there, and you guys looked really good and had some really good pieces. How has your Lady Broncos progressed coming in towards the end of January now, going into February?
I think our energy has picked up. We playing a little bit more harder than what we wanted, and it's just kind of like what we wanted from the start of the season because we know we was kind of playing down, I felt like, but our energy has picked up now. So we get a little bit more tenacious on the defensive end. I would like us to rebound a little bit more better, but overall, I'm pleased with our effort as of right now and what we're headed towards midway through the season.
Well, I know this, 11th region girls, guys basketball, you get a team playing hard, you can do a lot of things. And you got some really good pieces. Like I say, give me keys tonight. You come in 11th region game into Lafayette. Coach Denton always does a good job over here and whatnot, and kind of similar in record, if you will. Right. But what's some big keys for the Lady Broncos come out on top tonight?
Main thing is boxing out. Lafayette rebounds the ball pretty well. So we got to hit them before they hit us. So we got to learn how to box out, seal, and go after the ball. So that's our main project tonight. Is we've been working on it the last probably 2 weeks. We just went up to Ohio and got out rebounded by a team by almost 30 rebounds during that game. And man, it was just them beating us to the spot, us playing behind. So tonight we can't play behind. We got to know how to play in front, box out, rebound the ball, secure it. We need more. We need more. We need to take away their possessions tonight. They can't have no second shots tonight.
Sure. Well, I know that one big key for you guys is you ran a lot of things through Miss Knowles. She does a good job. Somebody better put a body on her in a general uniform as well. And I think that's one of the big keys that Chris LeVar and I talked about pregame, that Miss Knowles, she's definitely a force to be reckoned with. You got to be real pleased with the season she's having, averaging double-double.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Like I've been saying, man, since the first start of the season, man, Jelly's like I said, sky's the limit for her. She don't even know her potential. She hasn't hit it yet. But right now, like I said, she's been playing well this year so far. I mean, I've been a double-double machine. I'm really been pleased about just how poised she's been on her defensive end. She's been leading us in blocks again. She's been doing it since a freshman. Wow. So I'm really pleased with her defensive effort. Looking for her to be a dog tonight on the defensive end, and hopefully come out with a double-double, possibly flirt with a triple-double. Had 8 steals last game that we played up here in Ohio, which was like I told her how long she is. She don't know how many deflections and steals she could get. So she kind of seen that this Sunday when we play. So I'm hoping that it carries over to this game tonight, and she'd be a little bit more agile, get a little bit more deflections, and better lead us to the victory tonight.
Coach, you do a great job. You played a tough schedule. I look back through some of those things we talked about early on, and like I say, good luck to you guys tonight, and good luck to you the rest of the season.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Make a bold impression when you show up in a new Kia from Cardtown Kia.
Save $4,250 off a new 2024 Kia Sorento, or lease for $279 down and $279 per month. And new 2024 Kia Fortes, just $229 down and $229 per month. Or save more with rates as low as 0.9%.
And don't forget our 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Give them something to talk about in a new Kia from Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Calling all football fans. Come on down to Roosters, where the wings are hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Roosters is where you can catch all the action of the game and enjoy a delicious meal. Choose from 15 varieties of sauces. Even try our burgers, salads, and out-of-this-world pizzas. Something for everyone at Roosters. Dine in, carry out, or let us cater. Open late for the Night Owls. Visit our Richmond Road location or off Nicholasville Road by Walmart.
I love Head Start.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
Are you an HVAC and refrigeration tech looking for new opportunities? Tech 24 is your single source for commercial HVAC, refrigeration, and kitchen equipment maintenance all across the country. We have exciting career opportunities with great pay and benefits in your area. To learn more, contact Brad at 864-549-8344 and check us out on the web at mytech24.com. 864-549-8344.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
Tonight's keys to the game are presented by Tech 24. Seeking a fresh start to your career, Tech 24 is a commercial food service repair company that is hiring in Lexington. For more information, contact Brad Wilson at 864-549-8344. Again, that's Tech 24. And Tim, for Douglas, Knowles knows so much centers around her ability.
Sure, I mean, you know, they're going to use her. Coach Moberly's done a good job of that all year long, and I think some keys for them, like you said, they're going to have to rebound, of course, but Knowles does a good job of that on her own, but she's got to use they got to use pressure to get Lafayette sped up a little bit. We saw them do that in the year. The Broncos are also going to have to handle Lafayette's pressure. Lafayette does a good job of switching things around, keeping you kind of off kilter in that half-court defense. Coach Denton loves to trap on the sidelines. They're going to have to stay out of that trap. And then Douglas is going to need to run when they run and be patient when it's needed to have patience.
What do you mean by that?
Sometimes, you know, the game's going to get up tempo, and it kind of plays in favor, I think, of Douglas if it does that. But there's going to be times where they're going to have to slow down, execute when Lafayette gets back in that half-court defense, and they do get very solid, and they try to keep a body in front of the ball all the time. And when they do that, that's when you're going to have to execute, show some patience, move the ball a little bit, and get the shot you want.
For so many opponents that play Douglas, their ability to handle pressure is so important, and certainly the same case applies to Lafayette tonight.
Sure. I mean, I think that, you know, in Lafayette's account, they on the defensive side, they're going to have to make the Lady Broncos score with a defender in front of them. I mean, you know, you got Knowles. She's going to be tough down in there, but when they score, they're going to have to score in that way. Handle the Lady Broncos pressure, like you said. That's going to be the biggest thing for them. No turnovers in that full court where they can get easy baskets from it. And then Lafayette, they're going to need to control that tempo from time just to get the shot they want when they want it. And, you know, Coach Denton, we saw them do a good job of that at Tate's Creek the other night.
Tonight's broadcast is authorized by Lafayette High School with production rights owned by Glycod. Our aim is to provide the most positive representation for all participating student athletes, coaches, and game personnel. Thank you for watching. Allison Denton joins us next. Her 24th season as head coach of the Generals, and you'll hear from her on the way back from Glycod.
New year year means next level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Magnesium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Magnesium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Magnesium, we're changing lives through math.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something at school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
Stuck on the road? Call Martin's Peterbilt Mobile Service. Our 24/7 commercial roadside service, truck and trailer repair, and warranty service will have you back on the road in no time. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
A huge basketball game tonight, girls basketball game. It's Douglas and Lafayette live tonight. Allison Denton, coach of the Generals, joins me. This is a big ball game for you guys. You're having a great season. What do you need to get done tonight?
Well, we pretty much need to play a perfect game. They're going to be quicker than us in every area on the floor. Defensively, is probably one of their strengths, and they've got a good inside presence. I told the girls yesterday that, we really have to value the basketball, be careful with our passes because of how quick they are. Just a good, well-rounded team they are.
As are you, 15-2. What are you most pleased with this year?
How much these girls love each other and play for each other. If you look at our scoring, there's a leading scorer that's different every game. They don't care who scores. They just they play together, and they've been a pure delight to coach.
What does that say about the type of kids they are, the caliber of players?
Well, what we've done in our program for 26 years is we've never had a star program, but we've always had stars, and we've taught the worst player on the team is coached exactly like the best. And I think, after so many years of doing it, everybody just understands this is what we do at Lafayette.
So you've got, 5 weeks before the postseason. What do you guys need to improve on?
Our defense. Not real happy with our defense. We've been getting away with some things, but it's not been really solid. And just executing our offense, we go too quick. We don't see openings right now when we go too fast. So it's really slowing our brains down.
You have 7 straight wins, including a nice win versus LCA the other night. I mean, all the years you've been coaching, are you guys kind of on pace to where you need to be, do you think?
Yes, we are. Everything seems to be playing out like it has before. We got a tough week.
Yeah.
We've got Central and Douglas, so it's good. It's good competition, which is what we need. We've had some easy games. Those aren't good games to play. I usually end up really frustrated because, it's sometimes you played your competition. So it'll be a good check today to see where we really are.
What keeps you locked in after all these years?
Well, I love coaching. Even when I was a player, I was a coach on the court, and I loved directing on the floor as a player. And, of course, now my daughter's playing for me, so that's easy to say.
What is that like? What would she say about playing for you?
It's hard. It's hard for her. Not because of anybody else, because of me, because of what I demand. And I don't treat her any differently than any of the players. I think sometimes we've grown since 7th grade of her understanding Mom is different than Coach Denton. It's hard. I'm not easy to play for.
Yeah, you're very intense.
Yeah, I am. But, you're dealing with a teenage daughter, too, that you got to go home to. And, I try when we get in the car to not talk about it till like the next day. I'm not good at that because I pretty much say what I need to say. And I've had to grow a lot. She's helped me grow.
It's good stuff. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Head Coach Allison Denton. We'll be right back after this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Central Kentucky Driving School is raising the bar in driver education because the safety of their students is too important for anything less. Offering driver training for teens and adults, Central Kentucky Driving School will equip you with the skills needed to become a safe and confident driver. A proud community partner, Central Kentucky Driving School invests in their students and families and guides you every step of the way. For more information, give them a call at 859-538-7775 or visit drivecky.com.
Let's get real. With us, you'll get a great education that can lead to a great career faster. Even better, you won't end up with crippling debt. College for the real world. College for your world.
Calling all football fans. Come on down to Roosters, where the wings are hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Roosters is where you can catch all the action of the game and enjoy a delicious meal. Choose from 15 varieties of sauces. Even try our burgers, salads, and out-of-this-world pizzas. Something for everyone at Roosters. Dine in, carry out, or let us cater. Open late for the Night Owls. Visit our Richmond Road location or off Nicholasville Road by Walmart.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how, and we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids need to know the dangers and how to avoid them. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids, because when you talk, they hear you.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by the Kentucky Army National Guard. Serve your country while going to school or work full-time. Find your fit at nationalguard.com.
Alongside former Scott County boys basketball coach Tim Glenn, I'm Chris LeBar, and welcome back to Lafayette High School. About 5 minutes ahead of tip between Frederick Douglass and the Lafayette Generals. These two teams combined are 26-6. And Tim, hearing Coach Denton talk about coaching her daughter, I saw a familiar grin with you because you coached your nephew last year. What is it like coaching family?
Well, I coached my nephew last year, but actually in 23, my only son played for me, was our senior. And, yeah, it's different. When he first came into the program, I got lectured by my wife on how I was supposed to handle that. because, it's hard not to be a little different when you get intense and it is. You got to remember, that's still your son or that's still your daughter, but they're also one of your players. And we tried to coach him the same as I coached everybody else. Sometimes I think I might have expected more from him just because he's been in the gym with me ever since he was 5, and I'm sure Miss Denton's will have been the same way. So,
well, and to hear the other side of it, what it's like to coach and play for their parent, that's got to be a whole nother element to things.
Yeah, I think Coach Hicks told me also my first year that I was with Coach Hicks in 2002, I think it was, his son was a sophomore. So I got to visualize that, and that was tough because Billy the same way, and his kid Tyler was one of the toughest competitors I think I've ever been a part of, having to coach and being able to coach as a privilege. And to watch them, I learned from that as well. And Coach always said, and I talked with Tyler about it later on, wouldn't have traded those years for the world.
Well, and for Coach Denton now, you're 24 here, at least at Lafayette. She loves it as she once did. The game has changed so much, and you know that, but she still loves the day-to-day grind of bettering student athletes.
Sure, and I mean, she does that. You can tell she gets out of her players. That's what coaches want to do. You want to get the most. I love what she said, that the best player on the team and maybe the player that doesn't get a lot of minutes, they're going to get coached exactly the same, and that's an awesome way to be, and that's the way every coach is supposed to be, especially on this high school ranks.
Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups presented by Roosters. A fun, casual place and a great place to watch tonight's game on Glycod. Visit any of their 3 Central Kentucky locations or order online at roosterswings.com. The Broncos 11-4, coached by DJ Moberly in year 5. Jaylee Knowles will lead the starting 5, 18 points and 10 rebounds. Kate Baker, McKaylee Bennett will be joined by rising 8th grader, just a tremendous talent, Tamia Wade and Reagan Greganis. For Lafayette, Belle Combs leads them in scoring, 5'10 senior, 18 points and 10 rebounds. 2 other double figures, including Abby Popham at 11, Tess Nelson, who we'll talk much more about later on, also at 11 points, and then Addison Combs and Anna Clay Denton. Those are your starting lineups presented by Roosters. As you look at these starters, and these two teams both have a nice little luxury coming off the bench, but very strong starting 5s.
Yeah, and I think, they both teams seem to enjoy playing with one another. When I've seen Douglas previous, Moberly alluded to that, but Coach Denton said she was so proud of her team because of that.
We'll step aside. Lineups completed. Tip-off right after this pause. You're watching Central Kentucky High School basketball on Glycod.
Calling all football fans. Come on down to Roosters, where the wings are hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Roosters is where you can catch all the action of the game and enjoy a delicious meal. Choose from 15 varieties of sauces. Even try our burgers, salads, and out-of-this-world pizzas. Something for everyone at Roosters. Dine in, carry out, or let us cater. Open late for the Night Owls. Visit our Richmond Road location or off Nicholasville Road by Walmart.
From Glycod, it's Central Kentucky High School basketball. Presented by Bluegrass Community and Technical College. College for the real world. College for your world. Tonight's game is brought to you by Cartown Kia in Nicholasville. Movement that inspires. IBEW Local 369. Power up your potential. Mathnasium of East and West Lexington, changing lives through math. Roosters, a fun, casual place for wings and more. Martin's Peterbilt of Central Kentucky, Community Action Council, New Vista, Tech 24, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, and Fast Signs. Now courtside for all the action from Glycod on Central Kentucky High School basketball. Presented by Bluegrass Community and Technical College.
New year means next level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Magnesium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Magnesium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Magnesium, we're changing lives through math.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
New recruit? Take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational, solid career path.
Rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
Stuck on the road? Call Martin's Peterbilt Mobile Service. Our 24/7 commercial roadside service, truck and trailer repair, and warranty service will have you back on the road in no time. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
Frederick Douglass and Lafayette live from Lafayette High School. And here we go as Wade funnels it right to Jaylee Knowles for the early basket.
Great cut, coming right down the middle. That's what she's supposed to do, run that floor, get to the block, and be available. Great pass, great cut, great finish.
Foul line jumper swirls out. Knowles with an early Bronco rebound as McKaylee Bennett pushes the pace, comes to a jump stop. That's off the heel long. And the ball dug out underneath by Belle Combs, or was it Combs? It's going to be possession underneath. It was Addison Combs, I beg your pardon. So possession to Frederick Douglass. I beg your pardon,
Changed
Lafayette.
Yep, changed it to Lafayette. I was going to say Douglass got the tip. Here's Douglas's pressure early on right here. 2-2-1.
Belle Combs through contact. It's ripped out and will stay underneath to Lafayette.
Douglass in that 2-2-1, but got Miss Jaylee Knowles on the backside of that thing. Boy, that's a good basket protector for the backside of a 2-2-1 press.
There's a corner three. That's going to stay in. That's Tess Nelson, her 18th made three of the year.
Miss Nelson knew she was going to shoot that when the ball was in the air. She was getting her feet right, ball in the air, feet in the air, caught it, shoulder square, and she let her go. That was a nice-looking stroke.
Knowles in the corner, funnels out. This is a Lafayette team. There's a corner three by Baker, a little bit long, and the backside rebound brought down by Addison Combs. It's going to be out of bounds to Douglass. I was going to say this Lafayette team shoots them at 28% from three on the season.
Those Combs girls, they're all over the boards down there.
Great ball pressure by Abby Popham up top as the ball trickles to Kate Baker.
If you'll notice, with even though they're in a zone, Lafayette really extends it, and they try to get you to a side. They want to keep you on a side. They get turned sideways to side you out, if you'll notice, and then that's where they look for those trap situations on the wing that I was saying. Douglas needs to stay out of those if they can. I really like that siding out philosophy. We always try to do that at Scott County, and even in our man-to-man, try to side you and keep you to one side of the floor, kind of limit your offense, if you will.
Jaylee Knowles over to McKaylee Bennett from Reagan Greganis, and the basket goes for McKaylee Bennett.
Great off-the-ball cut, straight to the basket, and good find.
There's Tess Nelson back to the trailer. Addison Combs fills the lane. That shot off. And Tamia Wade wrangles down the Broncos' rebound as she'll pace it all the way up. And a Lafayette foul coming up the floor.
Really a good take going to the basket right there. It's tough. Tough. You don't see many 8th graders that can take off and be that quick with the ball getting down the floor.
So Reagan Greganis, 5A junior, will trickle it in play for Frederick Douglass. 4-3 Bronco lead just underway from Lafayette High School.
Lafayette will mix it up. They stay with this 2-3, but notice when it gets to that side, they'll immediately come up high and begin to side you out and try to keep you over.
Tamia Wade arcs a 3, and there's the rebound, poked around and brought down by Tess Nelson. A 4-3 lead. Good start for both teams. That one's off from Abby Popham. Rebound secured by Belle Combs, and she'll put it in.
I mean, the Combs girls for Lafayette, they were so impressive the other night at Tate's Creek, just how they were just around the ball. Got a really good nose for rebounding the ball. Great pass.
Sure was, and that's going to be off the mark, but Lafayette already with 3 fouls. This one whistled on Belle Combs underneath.
Great look. She really threaded the needle, but also used Knowles' length to get that ball in a position where she'd be able to just lay it in.
2 early fouls on Belle Combs. Boy, does that bear watching as Knowles trickles in the free throw. And that one a little bit long. And great overplay. That's McKaylee Bennett forcing the turnover as Belle Combs lost it out of bounds.
That pressure from Douglas. If you turn around with a basketball, you better be ready, because there could be somebody there that's going to apply it, and there may be more than one.
McKaylee Bennett angling right.
Good to use that skip pass against this zone right here. Although they get it pretty flat on the bottom, they try to take that away, Lafayette does. But that skip pass is always effective on the zone.
Jaylee Knowles with a nice catch. Diagonal look. Tamia Wade splits the double team. There's Kate Baker tried to launch a pass underneath. Deflected, I believe. That was Tess Nelson that got a hand on it. And here comes Lafayette trying to unbreak this tie.
Little dribble drive here. Get to that elbow. Great back cut. Oh,
right through Belle Combs as Anna Clay Denton's pass a little bit high.
Score that, Anna Clay.
And Tamia Wade drives, initiates contact, and a Tess Nelson foul. Be the 4th Lafayette foul, so 2 free throws for the balance of this quarter for Frederick Douglass.
Got in there pretty quick. Douglas is attacking the rim. They're doing it. They're feeding the ball down low to attack that rim, but also they are taking it off the dribble, trying to get there, and they're drawing fouls by doing it. So
Kirsten Kelly is checked in for Lafayette, 5'4" senior, as Belle Combs. Those 2 early fouls will shuttle out. And Tamia Wade knocks both free throws in. Broncos by a bucket.
Broncos now in the 1-2-2. Extending it, maybe trying to get a little more trap situation out of it.
There's Addison Combs.
Good footwork.
Popham squaring from 3, and there's Knowles lassoing the rebound for the Broncos. Baker finds Tamia Wade, and she'll be called for a travel.
Probably didn't get the dribble down. Good pump fake, drive baseline right there, but You got to get that dribble down. That's part of the rules. You got to dribble it with the ball in your hand.
There's Tess Nelson.
Yeah, Douglas is going to put a point up on the top of it, try to get maybe some trap situations, some lob passes. Great move.
Sure was. Denton off the window. That shot long. Combs lassos the rebound, and Jaylee Knowles committing the Frederick Douglass foul.
Between the Combs sisters, seems like they've already got about 8 rebounds by the Combs girls. So.
This is Addison, season 9-19 versus LCA in one of their 2 wins against Lexington Christian. And Addison Combs now on the board. A 7-6 Broncos start.
Addison got a really nice stroke from the free throw line as well, but again, they both have just such a nose for the basketball.
That one rattles out. And how about Popham sneaking in for the rebound?
She said, give me one. Give me a rebound as well.
And a second chance opportunity for Lafayette. A basket here gives them the lead.
Coach Moberly said early on in that interview that that's going to be the big thing for them. They're going to have to rebound the ball tonight.
How about Addison Combs?
Nice footwork. Great footwork. Get her shot off.
So Combs with all 3 in that sequence. As Reagan Gregonis will handle it up top for the Broncos.
Kind of sitting back in that 2-3. As it gets to that side, that's where they're going to get up sideways to you.
Wade tried to dump it down low. And back-to-back turnovers for Frederick Douglass. There's Abby Popham. Sliding one up there, and she'll head to the foul line after another Broncos foul.
Good strong move towards the basket right there.
Let's take a look at tonight's officials. Michelle Thornton, Tony Colella, and David Bryan. As the free throw a little bit short.
I've had Tony Colella quite often throughout the years. I always admired him, thought he did a great job as a referee. I think he's our head guy tonight.
Got one more free throw coming up. And Abby Popham with her first point, and Lafayette with a 9-7 start.
Wow.
Bennett right underneath, and Knowles able to hang on. He now throws it away. There's Popham. And Reagan Gregonis channeling the rebound. Jaylee Knowles running at the other end, puts it in. Knowles with 5.
When Jaylee Knowles strides out, man, she can cover some ground. Those long legs.
The Broncos so proficient in transition. Nice pass finding Kelly. And how about the length by Tamia Wade, forcing some displeasure up front.
Douglas pressuring and switching in the man-to-man.
There's Anna Clay Denton, arcs a pass underneath, grabbed by Tess Nelson. It would not go down, and Knowles cleans it up. So 23, Jaylee Knowles out to 3, Kate Baker. With 1:37 in this first quarter. High-low.
Love that high-low.
Basket in for Jaylee Knowles, her 7th point.
Get it to the middle of the zone, pivot and turn, saw her down low, and just lob up to her with that length. It's an easy target.
Baseline jumper, that's going to be long from Kirsten Kelly, and the Broncos again in transition, and Bennett lays it down.
Tough. Lafayette's got to sprint and get back. I know, on a rebound, they've just got to get back and get their defense set.
There's Addison Combs. Off from Abby Popham. And the Broncos again running the floor, and Bennett has it squirt to Kate Baker. And a foul, the 5th foul. It's on Kirsten Kelly, and the Broncos head to the free throw line.
Broncos doing a good job of what you hear coaches refer to as rim running. So they're just taking off. They got girls running straight to the rim, and if the opportunity's there, they get the ball to them.
So Jaylee Knowles on the season, 54% free throw shooter. What did Coach say before the game? On the verge of a triple-double?
On the verge of a triple-double on many nights. I don't know if she's actually achieved that, but I think the other day she had a double-double, but also had 8 blocks, I think. 8 blocks and I think 6 steals. So she has the ability to contribute to many stat columns, that's for sure.
Jaylee with 9 early, and still the first quarter, but this is a big closing 40 seconds for Lafayette in this period. Popham launches a 3, and a nice seal off by Knowles, and here she comes down the hill in a double dribble.
Probably did. I think she was getting ready to pass that ball to the right side. A Lafayette defender kind of coming up in behind Wade, I believe it was, on her right, and she just decided to hang on to it, but may have touched it with 2 hands.
DJ Moberly, some lighthearted conversation with a far side official, not in full agreement with that call. And we'll see what Lafayette does here in the balance of this quarter. Backing in is Denton. Kirsten Kelly got it, and a big 3 for the Generals.
They needed that. They needed to stop the bleeding. It was 9-9 and went to 15-9 right there in that last few seconds.
Now 2 seconds in the quarter. Touch pass, and that is going to rattle out.
Wow.
Great pass underneath from Jaylee Knowles to Miami King, and that's going to close quarter number 1. 15-12, Frederick Douglass. We'll step aside, be right back after this on Glycod.
Let's get real. We offer a lot of the same courses you'll find at a 4-year college. But with our small classes and personal attention, you won't get lost in the crowd. College for the real world. College for your world.
Stuck on the road? Call Martin's Peterbilt Mobile Service. Our 24/7 commercial roadside service, truck and trailer repair, and warranty service will have you back on the road in no time. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
Broncos by 3 as we welcome you back to Lafayette High School. 15-12 over the Generals. That was a big 3, Tim, by Kirsten Kelly to close the quarter.
That was just what they needed to stop the bleeding right there. Like I say, it was getting ready to. They kept running out on them and getting to the line. Again, they got to the bonus so quickly right there in the first quarter. The Broncos did, and man, they really need that from Miss Kelly. Got to get back this second quarter. Don't let the Broncos get down the floor before they do. That's for sure.
Yeah, so much occurring in transition. You saw those back-to-back layups by McKaylee Bennett. They can just score effortlessly in the full court.
Just by running. And, I mean, you know, sometimes it's not even about sometimes even the best athlete, but it's making that conscious effort to run and get in a position to receive the ball and get you an easy basket.
Broncos with Navia Major that's going to check in, 5'6" freshman. And Tamia Wade now, the 8th grader on the point. Got Miami King on the floor. She was in on the last sequence of the first quarter. And possession to the Broncos.
Tamia Wade really does have a...
Okay, excuse me, it's Lafayette ball.
Reversed that one. Tamia Wade, she just does a great job she got a really good look with the ball in her hand.
And now you've got Belle Combs, number 11, back on the floor despite 2 early fouls for Lafayette and an over and back. Or perhaps a Bronco foul leading up to that.
Libby got her in a foul. You probably wasn't in real good position to probably reach in for that ball. You got to stay off to the basketball and not be behind the offensive player.
Anna Clay Denton angling left. Combs pulls the trigger on a baseline jumper, and King with a block shot.
Tough play right there.
There's Belle Combs up with a shot and a Jaylee Knowles foul.
Tough play by Anna Clay Denton right there. She makes one of these free throws. Give her an assist on that one. That was great.
And now you've got 2 early fouls on the Broncos. So Belle Combs,
sure do.
69% free throw shooter, will strut the stripe for 2. Fantastic career for the 5'10" senior, on the verge of 1,000 career points, had 902 coming in.
Wow. I'd say she's had some double-doubles this year as well.
Well, she averages a double-double.
She averages a double-double.
At 18 and 10 There's a Kate Baker three, and that's going to be short, and Lafayette corrals the rebound. Anna Clay Denton probing left as the Generals setting up shop inside half court.
Showing good patience this time. Get the shot we want.
Denton's shot slides off the window. Got her own rebound. It's Tess Nelson. Or to Abby Popham. Out of sorts there. And Miami King chases it down for the Broncos. 15-13. Frederick Douglass by 2.
I love how Jaylee Knowles can just take the ball and she'll just basically run the one and start the break. That's tough for your leading rebounder to do that.
You got Navia Major. Would you anticipate Lafayette staying in zone the entire evening?
I do. I know she switched it some. I noticed she does it maybe on a inbounds, a half-court inbounds. She'll switch it.
There's Tamia Wade. That shot's off. Knowles grasping another rebound. And out of bounds off of Tamia Wade. Lafayette ball.
Man. But, yeah, I think it's pretty effective. Once they get back and get set up, and it's been very, very effective against Douglas.
And you would anticipate the Broncos playing press game the entire game as they pick up the pace. There's Combs inside the arc. A long two is going to be short from Anna Clay Denton. Rebound up and in for Tess Nelson.
That one will be good. Miss Nelson, she's a good mid-range, has a good threat from right there for sure.
Tess Nelson, her second field goal. She has 5. There's a Major inside Miami King, and King has the ball leak right back. And on the crossover, it's stolen away.
Great hands by Anna Clay Denton.
Combs up and in with a Douglas foul.
Very tough. Very tough.
Dobell Combs with a bucket.
That's being able to just use that off shoulder, protect the ball a little bit, but to be able to take the physicality that's given to her by 2 girls and her go up and be able to put that in. She has a strength of her own for sure.
Combs now has misfired on 2 free throws as Lafayette a 5-0 spurt to start this quarter.
Miss Kelly, she kept the momentum there to end that first quarter. That 3 by her, it was 15-9 at that point, I believe.
And an 8-0 run for the Generals. There's Wade, and it's rejected out by Addison Combs.
Great cover out. Lafayette does a good job for the most part when they're in that half court. Is that like one of those keys that we mentioned at the beginning is they make people score over them. They have to score with a defender in front of them, and that's they just got to keep running the floor and getting back.
Kaylee Bennett now will handle it as this Lafayette defense been very stingy in the first 3 minutes of this quarter. Now Bennett nudges it forward and lost the handle.
Got close to a 5-second call right there.
Under 5 minutes now, and a great overplay and steal. Tamia Wade puts it up and in. And we're going to have a Lafayette 30-second timeout. 19-15 the score. And we'll step aside. Lafayette leads 19-15. Be right back after this on Glycod.
Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
17-15 Lafayette by 2 after the live ball turnover results in a Douglas layup.
I think Coach Denton, she gave those guys, the refereeing crew, quite an earful right there before they huddled up. I think she wanted to foul. Might have been a little physical right there at the beginning, but got 2 points out of it. Douglas, they really, I look for them. Lafayette's done a good job of when they have had turnovers, it's not been turnovers that led directly to a basket. So that was one that led right to a basket. You can't let Douglas get started doing that.
So the score clock here at this site malfunctioned a couple of times, perhaps operator error, but it's 17-17. This is the correct score as Lafayette will handle in half court. And Tim, I think one of the keys, can Belle Combs play the meat of this quarter and still have 2 fouls at halftime?
It could be tough. As physical as she is down there, you know, she's just going to have to be careful, but you can't play timid, so you can't be careful enough to take it out of what she does for this team.
Combs in back court, and we might have an overrule.
Yeah, he saw it. I think Tony didn't see it hit as a deflection off of that Douglas player.
So it will belong to Lafayette. Nice piece of officiating.
That happens. Those guys, that's good. That's why there's 3 of them out there. 11th region always uses 3. 10th and 11th will always have 3. You go to a lot of places out of region, you just got 2 referees.
That's very difficult. There's Anna Clay Denton right through the teeth of that defense, and Knowles challenging the shot.
Wow. There goes Knowles running the break again. Better stop her early.
Kate Baker a trailing 3. And Knowles again in the thick of it. It's out of bounds off of 23, Jaylee Knowles.
Lafayette really battling down there on that, on the board, in the boards and that on the offensive side for Douglas. They know they've got to battle Knowles and not just give her easy baskets. Trapping the full court.
And how about Tamia Wade able to smother that pass, and Greganis could not connect.
Good
and
call.
an over-the-top foul on Frederick Douglass.
Good call. That's one of those. That's tough. Those are the kind that your team, I've always said, there's some baskets that when your team expects you to make it and you don't make it, then it's just hard to recover sometimes. It's one of those things, and you get over a back call in that situation for Douglas.
Here comes Anna Clay Denton across. Nice handle there by Abby Popham, but floats it back in play. There's McKaylee Bennett hoisting one, partially blocked by Popham coming through, and it's out of bounds, Lafayette.
Great hustle.
This has been a high-level game in the first half.
I'm sure Coach Moberly would have liked to seen them get something going towards the basket right there and not be shooting a 3 in transition.
Got a Frederick Douglass timeout. We'll step aside. 30-second break you're watching, or not. Beg your pardon.
Still going.
So no timeout there for Frederick Douglass.
Here comes that trap. Yep.
Knowles with a steal. And she'll be called for a double dribble.
Yes, she did. Boy, do you imagine using Knowles with all that length? Imagine using her as a trapper. Oh, my goodness. It'd be tough to throw around.
Abby Popham for Lafayette. Up and off.
It's a good look.
Tess Nelson knocks it in.
Miss Nelson gets it inside out like that where she doesn't have to turn her shoulders. She'll splash that thing.
There's Kate Baker over to McKaylee Bennett Nelson, leading scorer for the Generals thus far with 8 points. We'll talk about her at halftime, all her outstanding academic achievements. And Kate Baker trying to break down the teeth of that defense. There's Tamia Wade underneath to Knowles. Baker is free for a 3. Wade, nice pass and blocked from behind. That's Addison Combs.
Great rebound by Wade. Ball was going over her head. One-hand rebound, corralled it in, got her feet right, and got it to Knowles in scoring position.
2 free throws looming for Jaylee Knowles. First foul of the game for Lafayette's Addison Combs.
Free throws kind of been a negative for both teams early on here in this first half.
Well, this is certainly a part of Jaylee's game as she continues to develop. You would expect that free throw ratio to rise. And how about Bennett sneaking in for the rebound?
Got to box out. Free throw rebounds. You've got to put a body on those. They just got two people in there.
That's actually a Peyton Okerley that snuck in for that rebound. I beg your pardon.
Great pass. Oh, my gosh.
Okerley underneath, off from Knowles. Okerley again. Initiating contact, and that might be Addison Combs again. Nope.
Lafayette, they can't get complacent down there on that rebounding end because they're just too long and too close to the basket.
Second foul on Tess Nelson.
Good stroke.
Okerley, 5'8" sophomore. And the Broncos with only 3 points in the first 6 minutes of this second quarter.
No transition points, I don't believe, this quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
There's an entry. Got it on the doorstep from Belle Combs, a little bit short. And here comes McKaylee Bennett. High off the window for a tie game.
It's tough. Length of the court. Tough rebound on this end. Length of the court, outran them, and just ran up the last person's back.
There's Anna Clay Denton pausing underneath Belle Combs. Spinning left, punched back by Knowles.
Better get in front of her. She's going to go again.
How about that crafty move by McKaylee that's off? And a foul underneath on Lafayette.
Just when I say they have no transition points, and here they go. They're twice towards the rim in transition right there. That's Douglas's strength right there, and Lafayette's been able to hold that down this quarter, and it's definitely put them in position, a much better position.
Tavia Major back in for Timmy Wade for Douglas. And for Lafayette, you've got 3 starters. Belle Combs, Tess Nelson, Addison Combs, each with 2 fouls.
Douglas may should have let that develop just a little bit. They had Knowles coming down the middle, and it looked like the 2 bottom sides of the zones was going with the other 2 cutters. She was going to be wide open.
This game certainly thus far been played at a pace Lafayette would prefer. There's Baker for a 3. Got it!
Inside out. I heard somebody the other day said he'd take it straight to the city pool right there. That's a splash. Just step back and let it go.
This isn't the weather for a city pool, I can tell you that. There's Combs' shot that's off, and the Douglas Broncos by 3.
Transition.
Right off the back of Bennett. Knowles captures and connects.
That's why you just got to keep running sometimes. Just keep running, and good things will happen.
It's a big 5-point spurt. And Lafayette on the handle with 18 seconds left in this half. And Okerley called for the swipe attempt and a foul. And that's the 5th team foul as well.
15, they'll go to shoot. I still don't know how much I agree with that rule. When they changed that last year, and where you get to that 4th foul and the 5th foul gives you 2 free throws, I always like the pressure of the bonus, to be honest with you.
Coach DJ Moberly very upset with that foul call as Combs for 2, and she's missed 3 free throws. So Addison Combs out of the ball game as she'll check out, and in for the first time for Lafayette, junior Brianna Myers.
There's a good stroke.
Sure was. Belle Combs now with 6 points. The lead at 4. Navia Major underneath. Okerley at 7.
Good patience. Get one shot.
Bennett.
Gotta let it go.
Eyeballing it 2. And they're not going to get a shot off in time.
One pass too many.
And that's going to take us to half. And what is a 25-21 Frederick Douglass lead over the Lafayette Generals. More Central Kentucky High School basketball right after this timeout from Glycod.
Love Head Start. Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Are you an HVAC and refrigeration tech looking for new opportunities? Tech24 is your single source for commercial HVAC, refrigeration, and kitchen equipment maintenance all across the country. We have exciting career opportunities with great pay and benefits in your area. To learn more, contact Brad at 864-549-8344 and check us out on the web at mytech24.com. 864-549-8344.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
A new year means next level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Mathnasium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Mathnasium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Mathnasium, we're changing lives through math.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Mathnasium of East and West Lexington, sponsor of tonight's Scholar Athlete. Mathnasium unlocks the math potential in every child.
Back live at Lafayette High School, a very competitive game. Frederick Douglass 25, Lafayette 21. I'm Chris LaBar along with former Scott County boys basketball coach Tim Glenn. And as we predicted, a high-level game between two quality teams.
Two quality teams. You know, it's a great answer to a first quarter that kind of, you know, stymied around. But Kelly's three there towards the end of the first quarter gave him big momentum. I thought Lafayette did a good job of getting back and cutting out some of Douglas's runouts. But then right there at the end of the second quarter, Douglas got 3 or 4 runouts and was able to capitalize and keep that lead that they had there in the first quarter.
And really the spurt by both teams, Lafayette, as you mentioned, to close the first quarter, and then now Douglas to really expand it by 2 possessions at the end of the second quarter. So both teams, again, this is a high-quality game, and you wouldn't expect anything less.
Nope, nothing less. You know, Douglas, you got to remember, Douglas is on the road here at Lafayette, and Coach Denton, they I'd say they're both going to trade licks again right here. It'll probably be where they takes a punch, take it, change some things around, just kind of adjust or whatever, but also just keep playing hard. Both these teams will do that.
You got Jayleen Knowles. First of all, she's played all 16 minutes. That surprises no one, but 11 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 block shots. She just does everything well. She's a factor in all facets.
And it just impresses me how she rebounds the ball, and the other 4 just take off running, and she leads the break.
Got to McKaylee Bennett on a 3 of 6 shooting, has 6 points. Tamia Wade with 4 points and 4 rebounds for Lafayette. They are led by Tess Nelson with 8. Belle Combs has 5 points, and despite picking up those 2 early fouls about the 6-minute mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, wow. I mean, you wonder, but I knew Coach Denton knew those girls, they have to be there. That's going to be a big key for them. They've got to rebound. They got to rebound that Douglas end.
Got in terms of rebounding, not too bad. The Broncos plus 6 for rebounds, 21-15 for Lafayette. And speaking of what Tess Nelson, we mentioned her leading scorer for Lafayette with 8 points. We will talk about Tess here in just a second, as Mathnasium is proud to feature an area Scholar Athlete of the Week that has just done so well academically for the FCPS schools. Tess Nelson, well, you can't get any better than this in terms of the Scholar Athlete of the Week. She is committed to Yale recently as a student. Wow. 35 out of 36 on the ACT. Congratulations, Tess Nelson, tonight's most outstanding player in terms of Scholar Athlete of the Week for Mathnasium. Second half on the way back. 25-21. Douglas leads Lafayette. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Central Kentucky High School basketball on Glycod.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Calling all football fans. Come on down to Roosters, where the wings are hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Roosters is where you can catch all the action of the game and enjoy a delicious meal. Choose from 15 varieties of sauces. Even try our burgers, salads, and out-of-this-world pizzas. Something for everyone at Roosters. Dine in, carry out, or let us cater. Open late for the Night Owls. Visit our Richmond Road location or off Nicholasville Road by Walmart.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
Let's get real. We offer a lot of the same courses you'll find at a four-year college. But with our small classes and personal attention, you won't get lost in the crowd. College for the real world. College for your world.
With Fast Signs, create custom deep sea signage that makes the wait a visual escape. Fast Signs, make your statement.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for youth.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals into your body.
And nicotine, which can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media.
Many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping.
Because when you talk, they hear you.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at DonFranklinAuto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Central Kentucky Driving School, raising the bar in driver education. Man of War Harley-Davidson, 100% Kentucky owned and operated. And by Dunn Franklin Auto, driven by family.
Back live at Lafayette High School. Thanks so much for joining us tonight on Glycod. Wednesday night high school basketball. Two outstanding teams. Frederick Douglass 11-4 and Lafayette 15-2. Generals winners of 7 straight. And they'll have possession first to start this second half.
Lafayette got a chance to give the first lick. We'll see who's going to follow through with some things. Douglass opened up a little different, a little 1-2-2, 1-3-1, if you will.
There's Combs, rejected by Jaylene Knowles.
Just so long in there. Good move.
Kate Baker sends it around to McKaylee Bennett, who has played very well tonight for the Broncos. And what's the adjustment you look for from either side?
I think Douglass has got to keep finding a way to just go ahead and keep running the basketball. Get those rim runners, get out and go with it, look ahead. Try to get that transition points, because when it becomes an execute game, Lafayette showed the first part of that second quarter, they do a really good job of that.
Oh, Combs was awfully tight there, could not get it to go down. McKaylee Bennett accelerating for the Broncos, and it trickles in.
Chris, she outran all 5 Lafayette girls with a ball in her hand right there. She started behind all 5 of them and outran them, laid it in on the other side. That is a tough play.
Boy, Bennett bringing it tonight, and the Broncos picking it up on defense, and we're going to have a Frederick Douglass foul, much to the dismay of Jaylene Knowles.
That's kind of a tough call. That's kind of a 50-50 ball, both girls going after it, and Jaylee, she just kind of got on the bad end of one there.
Tess Nelson to inbound in front of us. And Anna Clay Denton will hook it back to Belle Combs. And the Broncos with an overplay foul underneath.
You know, they've had about 4 fouls that I can think of distinctly where it was basically something they were coming from behind. Broncos need to probably try to get in position a little more. If you're going to guard that girl and try to play the pass lane, get to that side front a little bit so that you're a little quicker to be into that spot and not cause a foul.
Foul on Reagan Greganis of the Broncos, and Greganis on the deflection.
Great hands.
McKaylee Bennett, a lot of length in front of her with Tess Nelson.
Lafayette goes 1-3-1, puts Nelson on the front of it, big and long up top. That's not a bad look, something different. Have to adjust in the way they're setting.
There's Kate Baker hoisting a 3, and for the second time, Baker makes one.
Baker straight to the pool again. She hadn't touched the rim yet.
Broncos by 9, their longest lead. Nelson tries to respond, and Bennett cleans it up, and Frederick Douglass on the verge of extending it to double figures. Tamia Wade tries, and the long rebound gobbled up by 30 Tess Nelson.
Again, you like to see, I'd say Coach Moberly would like to see transition go to layups and shots at the rim, just
Tamia
like
Wade.
that.
Wade with 6, a Lafayette timeout, and that's going to take us to a 30-second timeout. Be right back after this. You're watching Central Kentucky High School basketball on Glycod.
Bold impression when you show up in a new Kia from Cartown Kia.
Save $4,250 off a new 2024 Kia Sorento, or lease for $279 down and $279 per month. At new 2024 Kia Fortes, just $229 down and $229 per month. Or save more with rates as low as 0.9%.
And don't forget our 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Give them something to talk about in a new Kia from Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School basketball from Glycod.
32-21, Broncos with a big spurt to start this second half, Tim.
They sure did, and got into that transition just like we talked about, and finished with a little steal transition right there at the end, right before that timeout. by Miss Wade.
7 in a row for Frederick Douglass. And Combs in backcourt. McKaylee Bennett's been something else on defense tonight.
She's
nearly
a terror, buddy.
Forcing a turnover is Belle Combs. And Combs chisels her way for the answer.
That's a good, strong move to the basket. Used that off shoulder to displace the defender and laid it in.
32-23. As Belle Combs puts in her 8th point.
They got Knowles slipping in on the backside. Watch, when it comes over here to look, right there, just lob it. There it is. I wondered if she'd see it.
And a foul underneath. That's the 3rd on Bell as she's going to usher Jaylee Knowles out of bounds underneath.
Yeah, got into her, folded her up pretty good right there. Body check, hip checked her a little bit.
Great find underneath, and Tamia Wade arcs it around to Gorganis. Knowles cutting, and Tess Nelson will dig it out for Lafayette.
Just kind of got that pass behind her a little bit. The right play.
Nelson fills the lane and trickles it in.
Good bucket, good basketball, set up by Anna Clay Denton.
Tess Nelson with 10, first Lafayette player to reach double figures. And now it looks like the Generals adapting to a 2-3. Where are they?
They got to come out and can't get sloppy with it. Again, they'll extend it out. They started with the 1-3-1 and went back to their 2-3 that they used. Kind of extend it, side you out. Here it comes. They're going to keep them on this side, try to get a sideline trap.
McKaylee Bennett will funnel it around to Tamia Wade. And overplay theft, Abby Popham. And Popham rejected out by Bennett. And it's going to result in a Frederick Douglass possession.
Sure did. I think it hit Popham in the head. Whenever she blocked the ball, Popham stepped out of bounds, and that ball hit Popham in the head right there. Great defensive play by her to get that set up. I think Douglass got complacent as they were just sitting out there, one hand passing it. You still got to attack, figure out how you're going to do it right here. 1-1-3 this time.
Got Kirsten Kelly that's fresh into the game for Lafayette, replacing Abby Popham. Well, that ball barely grazed Knowles before she dished it back out. Knowles drawing heavy attention, and Kelly able to poke it free for Lafayette.
Good pressure by Lafayette. There's Bennett.
3 against 3. Bennett finding her companion Knowles. And Combs. This is Addison Combs for the foul. That'll be her 2nd, and the 2nd foul now for both teams in this 3rd quarter.
If I'm Coach Moberly right there, I'm saying gather yourself and go right up. You don't even have to make a move in that situation. They got the ball to her in a good spot right there. She might have been a little off balance, but she's got to go ahead and get that thing off the glass.
Jaylee Knowles now 4 of 7. Make that 5 of 8 tonight from the foul line. So the lead at 9. It once was 11. 3:25 in this 3rd quarter.
Good middle drive by Anna Clay Denton.
Got the roll. That's a great basket for Anna Clay.
Good left-hand finish.
34-27 Broncos lead as we slide under 3 minutes in this 3rd quarter. There's Kate Baker, makers of 2, made 3s tonight. She'll shuffle it. Reagan Gorganis hosts to 3. And the long rebound rescued by Nelson.
Good inside-out 3. That's a good look. Those are good ones to take.
Here comes Anna Clay, funneling it down to Belle Combs. Now Tess Nelson sends up a 3 and knocks it in.
Nothing but the strings. She's put that one right down the middle.
Nelson with 13. She's made 3 threes. We got a 4-point ball game. Now it's at 6.
Good finish.
Got a Frederick Douglass timeout, a full timeout. We will step aside. A 36-30 Bronco lead. Back in just a moment on Central Kentucky.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
36-30, Broncos by 6 as we welcome you back. Thanks so much for joining us tonight on Glycod. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel as we bring you the best action amongst Central Kentucky high schools. Got a big couple ball games coming up later this week. Madison Central at Frederick Douglass, and then Collins at Woodford County. A very interesting 8th region matchup that you'll be at, Tim.
Yeah, sure. I'm looking forward to that one. Get to see Coach Gaither does a great job. Thought a lot of him over the years, and so yeah, that'll be a good ball game to go to. Plus, Jerron Brown. I remember coaching Jerron Brown at Trancey basketball camp back in the 90s, and I'm gonna tell you right now, we didn't lose a game. He was unbelievable.
Boy,
I had him and his cousin that played for Louisville, Eric, on the same team.
It was all the great coaching you provided.
Nope, I just rolled them out there. Get out of the way, guys.
So the adjustment Douglas will make after the timeout will be what? What do we look for here? A little different.
They're their best when they can get that transition, get out and get going. They've got to get stops, get rebounds. I think they got complacent a little bit. Oh,
Knowles just swallows up Addison Combs. There's Navia Major back in. She played a couple of minutes in the first half. She'll wear number 24 for Frederick Douglass.
Lafayette did a good job getting back right there. They had good transition.
Great pass, Major from Knowles, and Major puts it in.
Knowles able to just see over the defense to make that pass right there. What a pass by Anna Clay Denton.
There's Belle Combs, reverse layup, a little bit short, and touch last by Jaylee Knowles of Douglass.
It's a right call. Again, Lafayette just real persistent down there. Just don't let you have an easy rebound. They're always battling you for it.
Oh, how about a clever play by Anna Clay Denton right off the derriere of a Bronco, and Combs well long off the window. It comes to Mia Wade.
Good job, Lafayette.
And Denton able to deflect that out of bounds.
If that ball gets deep in the corner like that, Lafayette does a really good job of making you either have to skip it out or giving you a hard time of getting out of that situation.
And McKaylee Bennett up top trying to attack this 2-3 zone. There's Kate Baker hoisting one and again.
Well. I'm telling you.
Baker has made 3 threes from about the same spot. It's a 41-30 Bronco lead.
Splashed all 3 of them. City pool might be open. I don't know.
Combs perhaps trying to do too much that time. Here comes Tamia Wade. Baker the trailer. Heat check, wow. Kate Baker.
I'm telling you, you better keep getting her shots.
Baker with 12, and wow, a 14-point quarter for Frederick Douglass. A 14-point lead, rather, and Major called for the foul.
It's okay, not past that limit of 4, so good pressure, and they had them close to where it was almost had close to about 7, maybe 6, 7, 8 seconds right there.
Well, Tess Nelson will inbound as the Broncos have outscored Lafayette by 10 in this quarter. It was a 4-point Broncos advantage at half. There's Abby Popham trying to occupy some time here with 25 remaining.
But Chris, I think it was at 4 with about 2 minutes to go. So we can change really fast with both these teams, really.
There's Addison Combs.
Yeah.
Splitting the double team in a Frederick Douglass foul.
If Miss Wade would have she had the right position, if she just got, and Combs was going away from the goal. So just keep those hands up, make her score that shot and score over you going away from the goal. But that swat, that bringing the arm down, that'll get you most times.
Addison Combs for 2. Combs now 2 of 3 for the foul line, 4 points this evening. This is the Lafayette team again. They'd won 7 in a row. Their last loss December 28th versus Lyon County.
Wow. There's 2 for 2. Good break by Douglas. They got it down there to Baker. Good look. Oh my gosh, what a pass.
Well done.
Perfect.
Baker to Knowles.
Good basketball.
Denton from half court off to the right, and that's going to wrap up quarter number 3. Frederick Douglass on top of Lafayette, 46-32. Fourth quarter coming up right after this on Glycon.
Let's get real. With us, you'll get a great education that can lead to a great career faster. Even better, you won't end up with crippling debt. College for the real world. College for your world.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives and led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time while I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by the Kentucky Army National Guard. Serve your country while going to school or work full-time. Find your fit at nationalguard.com.
Well, you got the sense the run was coming, and it's now a 14-point Bronco lead.
I'm not going to count out Lafayette just yet. I think they're poised to go ahead. They just got to keep running the floor. Stop that transition to Douglas, but they're going to have to take care of the basketball as well, because Douglas has turned that pressure up a little bit in the third quarter.
So the lead again at 4 for the Broncos at half. A 21-11 stretch in this third quarter has grown the lead to 46-32. Kate Baker with 6 quick points. And Jaylee Knowles with a big run as well. So the lead at 14 as Nevaeh Major will handle it for Frederick Douglass. Miami King, 34 is on the floor as well for Frederick Douglass as Major weaves her way underneath. Knowles chases down the rebound. And a foul whistled on the Broncos.
I don't know about that one. I think Coach Moberly's got a case on that one. It ain't going to go to court or nothing, but he's got a case. That was that looked like one of those 50-50 balls in between them, and just a little incidental contact, I believe.
And Knowles again, she's just a factor in all facets of the game.
I like her. He said, she's learning how to play more intense, and just like right there, that's a good way. She didn't run out of the play right there, stayed with it, and got a deflection.
Ayanna Clay Denton up top for Lafayette. Denton high off the window initiates contact and a major foul.
Good strong move, just kind of bulldog, but also she got her going downhill right there. Major's got to slide over there, slide the feet, and cut the drive off.
What's the formula for a Lafayette comeback?
They are. I think they're going to have to do some things trap-wise. We saw them get that trap quite a bit against Tates Creek, where they kind of got them to a sideline. They really haven't been able to force Douglas into some turnovers just here and there, but they're going to have to turn them over and get a few easy ones. Got to make free throws, too. Those are crucial here in the fourth quarter.
Well, Addison Combs able to snag that rebound and back to the free throw line after the Miami King foul. So the Broncos with 3 personals in the first 36 seconds of this fourth quarter.
Wow. That could be big going down the stretch right here.
So Addison Combs back for 2. The similarities between her and her sister Belle, boy, they're striking players.
Yeah, they are. She's got a little string of free throws going right now, doesn't she?
I believe she made 3 in a row.
I got thinking in my mind I might have just jinked her. I shouldn't have said that.
Announcer curse. There's Kate Baker. Another 3.
I'm telling you.
Baker's made 5 threes tonight, 42 for the year, and there's Major with a turnover, and back at him is Abby Popham. and Popham for Lafayette, and there's another Bronco foul. Now, we've seen Baker over the years, and she's such a frequent shooter. And when she gets hot, she's difficult to stop.
And you can tell she's one of those, her shot is quick. Sometimes you see girls, it's a little tougher to make that quick shot from behind the arc, but she steps into it. She's kind of got that, some kids have a bounce into it. She kind of bounces into that shot, and man, she can stroke it when she's got her shoulders facing the basket like that.
Abby Popham connecting on the free throw. And speaking of a three-point marksman, she's yet to connect on one tonight. Leads them at 34 on the year. That's one of the factors. And the Generals are going to call timeout. As Coach Denton will pause play for 30. We'll keep things right here in what is a 13-point lead, 7:06 in this fourth quarter. And now, it's extended to a full, so we will step aside. Be right back after this.
Central Kentucky Driving School is raising the bar in driver education because the safety of their students is too important for anything less. Offering driver training for teens and adults, Central Kentucky Driving School will equip you with the skills needed to become a safe and confident driver. A proud community partner, Central Kentucky Driving School invests in their students and families and guides you every step of the way. For more information, give them a call at 859-538-7775 or visit drivecky.com. You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
13-point Douglas lead, 49-36. At least that's the clock here at the site, 49-36. As the Broncos by 13 out of the Lafayette timeout. And really interesting to see the trajectory of these two teams throughout the rest of the regular season.
Yeah, I think Coach Denton right now, she called that timeout because she's going to have to do some things to try to get the ball, maybe get some, even if it's not in a full court situation defensively, they're going to have to do some things right here to get the ball and get maybe some steal transition points if possible.
Well, they do average 59 points a year, so they've certainly got the ability to score. Greganis flings a three, and it's been one of those second halves.
Tell you what.
The Broncos pouring it on from three-point range.
Nelson.
And there's a big answer. Tess Nelson's played very well tonight.
Very well. Very, very poised. She's very poised with the ball.
52-39 with 6:28 left, so both teams match threes.
They got to come out and kind of pressure that thing to get a trap situation if they can and be ready to rotate. There it is.
Yeah, Kate Baker splits the double. Great cut by Jay Lee for the bucket.
Great cut, great look. Lob over the middle of the zone.
Tess Nelson again. A little bit long, and Popham able to gobble up that rebound. Abby Popham hoists one short.
Good footwork. Very good footwork to get that shot off.
And one of the things I'm really impressed with this Douglas team, their ability, even in the half court, to get good shots. Overplay theft by Combs.
They sure have. If you'll notice, a lot of the threes they got are entered to the middle and then kicked out, which are great threes to get.
Well, it's great when you've got Kate Baker out there at one corner. Tess Nelson, it's now perhaps never for Lafayette. That's long. And three bodies get tangled up. Foul on Lafayette.
That looked bad. Banged that knee maybe. Jaylee got up. Little hobble to her, but I think she's fine. But it looked bad in the way her leg got pinned behind Combs as they fell.
Kirsten Kelly back on for Lafayette. She's had a couple of prior stints tonight for the Generals. Made a big three at the close of the first quarter.
Don't get complacent. Douglas cannot get complacent with that ball like they did the last time.
Baker inside to Jay Lee, and Knowles called for the travel, and DJ Moberly incredulous on that sideline.
DJ needs another court case on that one because I believe that was a good post move.
Going to be deflected out by Bennett.
Douglas continue to apply that pressure right here. Not gonna make it easy for you.
There's Bill Combs driving, and Knowles, the eraser. Gregonis back out to Bennett for Frederick Douglass. Under 5 now in this fourth quarter. And Anna Clay Denton called for the foul at the 4:47 mark.
Douglas does a good job of attacking the middle of that zone and looking for their teammates. Not even just Knowles, but they're attacking with the head up and looking for opportunities in the middle of that zone.
As McKaylee Bennett will flop it in play. There's the return from Baker. Peyton Okerley has it slide off the iron.
Great pass from Bennett. Got 2 feet in the paint again with the head up, finding a teammate.
15-point mountain to climb for the Generals. And that ball's going to trickle in backcourt, and Bennett diving as the Generals able to bring it across. Bell Combs.
Good trap.
There's Combs baseline, bulldozing her way in, and possession back to the Broncos.
This Combs kind of concentrating more on the bump than she was shooting it right there. Sometimes you do that, but I think she got moving her so quick back that I don't think she had as much contact as she needed to get the shot off.
Just over 4 to play. Broncos have opened up a lead. It was 4-point advantage Frederick Douglass at half. Now at 15.
I love how Knowles, she really looks to post, and her teammates look to loft it up to her.
And the Broncos will call a 30-second timeout per DJ Moberly. 54-39. Frederick Douglass back after this on Glycod.
Glycod on YouTube is Kentuckiana's fastest growing high school sports video site. When you click to subscribe, don't forget to tap the bell and be notified of our upcoming live broadcasts and other unique video content. Subscribe for free now at youtube.com/Glycod.
With Fast Signs, create striking custom visuals that inspire pride district-wide. Fast Signs, make your statement.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
The lead at 15 for Frederick Douglass, 54-39 over Lafayette. Every time we see these Broncos, seems like there's something we're more impressed with after each game.
The thing about it is I see Miss Knowles, she's calling for Bob. You'd have post kids that played for me, and they'd be like, Coach, they're not throwing me the ball. I said, did you call for it? So it's hard sometimes for kids to do that as a habit. She's done it all night long down there with the hand up, saying, get the ball to me.
The growth of her game, it's just been a tremendous improvement from last year to this year. Remember her even as an 8th grader. And speaking of 8th grader, there's another promising one. Timia Wade called for the travel.
A little deep. Maybe should have gave that ball up, or even got a shot up. She got 2 feet in the paint and could put a shot up.
Got some quality teams inside the 11th region girls, and there's 2 of them here tonight. Combs, as that ball rattled off a closing Reagan Gregonis. You got Franklin County, certainly the defending champs. And Madison Central, head coach Scott True, they're having an outstanding season in Richmond.
Scott True is a Scott County High School graduate, graduated year in front of me, 1988. Scotty True was a tennis player, pretty good one, if I remember right.
3:28 left, lob pass, that's Bell Combs. Up and off from Addison Combs as Knowles with a rebound. McKaylee Bennett arcs it long, and look at Knowles soar for that rebound and a Lafayette foul.
She's way above him. When she grabbed that with 2 hands, she was way above him.
So Knowles 4-2. There's just not many players at the high school level that really can match up with her.
No. And, the way she runs, she's able to handle the basketball and start to break and different things like that. She's going to be a really, really nice. She's got potential to be a high level, I think, Division I player for sure.
And 4 made free throws, 4 of 4 this half for Jay Lee as the lead now balloons to a game-high 17. There's Bill Combs trapped. And Anna Clay Denton the recourse. Pop them for a 3.
Good look. That's a good look. They needed that. Still got a chance.
Full Lafayette timeout. 56-42 back in just a moment on Glycod.
Glycod on YouTube is Kentuckiana's fastest growing high school sports video site. When you click to subscribe, don't forget to tap the bell and be notified of our upcoming live broadcasts and other unique video content. Subscribe for free now at youtube.com/Glycod.
With Fast Signs, create striking custom visuals that inspire pride district-wide. Fast Signs, make your statement.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball from Glycod.
Abby Popham on the board with a made 3, and the lead now at 14 as Lafayette 1 timeout remaining. Frederick Douglass hanging on to a 14-point lead. Well, Tim, you talked to Coach Moberly before the game, and he just seemed, so confident in his team's growth. And again, they get better each night.
Sure, and I think what he said, if you remember watching them early on, I think they're still trying to find one another and know what was going on between them. But they do. They've got a lot more energy, I think, tonight from when I've seen them previously earlier in the year. And you're going to have to capitalize and use that with these good athletes that he's got, good scorers, and then, heck, you got Baker and some of them popping out and hitting those threes. Man, what a combination. They'll be tough. They'll be tough come into February and March.
Well, that's an understatement, as this is a very solid Lafayette team as well.
Lafayette going to go man now. They're going to have to force the issue a little more so. But you can't just give the drive up, talk on the screens.
There's Reagan Greganis. She's made a 3 tonight for the Broncos. Now Greganis, left-hand player, lays it in with that hand.
Little Euro. Took a step around, went by her own, and stepped around the help.
There's Popham under heavy duress. And we might have a foul. We do. It's McKaylee Bennett. So 5th team foul, 2 free throws for the balance for Lafayette.
Lafayette got a break right there. Bennett, I thought she did a good job of just staying close and trying to deflect the ball, but they got her for a foul. He was closer than I was. I can't see it far from here.
So Popham for 2. Now 4 of 5 is Abby from the foul line.
Popham's a good, tough player as well for Lafayette. Just a really good, solid guard.
She sure is. And so much balance on this team. There's Kate Baker.
Wow.
Knowles went high to.
She caught that thing in the net, one hand.
And Popham out of sorts, but all the pestering and badgering by McKaylee Bennett.
Yep, she's tough, man. I love to have a player like that. Just somebody that just wants to be the dog on defense.
And is content in her role. He doesn't need the volume of shots.
Yeah.
There's Greganis up top. Smart decision there as the Broncos going to burn some more clock.
Had her right there. If you could have faked that ball up and bounced it in, that was a great set by Coach Moberly and the Broncos right there. Little movement, 3 or 4 passes, and then had Jaylee Knowles coming across on the cross screen. And I believe she could have pump faked that ball and bounced it to her.
4th team Lafayette foul with under 2 minutes remaining. Coming up at the conclusion, we'll have our Elite Building Products Most Outstanding Players. Also take a look ahead to upcoming games on Glycod.
Wow, what a great save that possession. Good drive by Bennett. She just probably,
Tamia Wade being circled by Tess Nelson up top. And there's a foul on Addison Combs. She'll collide with Wade. So both teams now will spend the entirety of the final 128 at the foul line after each foul.
Again, Lafayette went to that man-to-man, but they can't give that drive up. They gave up good drive to Bennett, good drive to Wade, but still got to stay in front of him. Pressure and contain.
Wade's free throw in, so she'll make 1 of 2. Been a quiet night offensively for Timmy, only 5 points under her 11-point average. There's Belle Combs in transition. Combs relishing the contact.
Yeah. That's probably a good call. I mean, man, you go at the basket. Again, you always say good things happen when you go strong to the basket. Don't try to avoid the contact and still try to shoot that ball and make it. And that's just what she did.
So Combs for a couple.
All right, you still got time, but you've got to contain that drive, and you got to play the passing lane a little more. Hunt you some traps.
Yeah, that's going to force a turnover.
Sure did.
As Bennett tried to find Knowles underneath.
But again, they didn't turn Bennett loose. They stayed and guarded her, and I call it pursuing. They may get by you, but you've still got to pursue the ball. So.
And a deflection. That's Wade again, as she's going to collide with Abby Popham. And the Broncos back to the free throw line.
That's a tough play. Wade has had 1 rebound and 2 steals where she stole it with one hand and immediately either went to a pass or a dribble. That's phenomenal hands for an 8th grader.
Season high 20 versus Bryan Station, as the Henry Clay transfer knocks in the free throw. And that one will go as well for Tamia.
Two solid strokes.
61-46. Popham hoists one, and there's a 3, and Lafayette going to burn their final timeout. Take a quick timeout. The lead at 12. You're watching Central Kentucky High School basketball from Glycod.
Glycod on YouTube is Kentuckiana's fastest growing high school sports video site. When you click to subscribe, don't forget to tap the bell and be notified of our upcoming live broadcasts and other unique video content. Subscribe for free now at youtube.com/Glycod.
With Fast Signs, create striking custom visuals that inspire pride district-wide. Fast Signs, make your statement.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School basketball from Glycod.
So the Generals out of timeouts with 1:02 left. Abby Popham made a couple of late threes. And we talked about the progression of Douglas and how good, they've been this year with each game. This is a Lafayette team. Looks like they're going to fall to 15-3, but make no mistake, this is a team that has all the makings of a very prolonged playoff run.
They do, and you can tell, just like what Coach said in the interview, the kids, they like one another, they play for one another, and when you've got some skilled players like they've got and the toughness of the 2 Combs girls, I'm tell you what, they'll be fine. They'll be a tough out for sure.
General's going to fall to 4-2 versus top 100 RPI teams. And this will be their first loss in the last 7. Solid year for Coach Allison Denton's Generals. But this evening, just not enough firepower.
Good patience by Douglas. Oh, you can't throw a bounce pass up top there, Miss Knowles.
And the Generals appear content to allow the final 30 seconds to drain off.
Sometimes it's good practice just to be able to do this for these Broncos, to be able to control the ball, handle the pressure, pass it around some, and space the floor, work on your spacing. That last minute right there, that helped the Broncos for sure.
That's a great point, Tim. 2 good teams tonight at Lafayette High School, but Frederick Douglass comes out a winner 61-49 over Lafayette. Our postgame report presented by Elite Building Products on the other side. You're watching Central Kentucky High School basketball from Glycod.
bold impression when you show up in a new Kia from Cartown Kia.
Save $4,250 off a new 2024 Kia Sorento or lease for $279 down and $279 per month. At new 2024 Kia Fortes, just $229 down and $229 per month. Or save more with rates as low as 0.9%.
And don't forget our 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Give them something to talk about in a new Kia from Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Need a tow? Martin's Peterbilt Towing Service is here 24/7. Based in London and Pikeville, we will travel to you. Commercial trucks and trailers, no job too big. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how, and we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids need to know the dangers and how to avoid them. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids, because when you talk, they hear you.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Calling all football fans. Come on down to Roosters, where the wings are hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Roosters is where you can catch all the action of the game and enjoy a delicious meal. Choose from 15 varieties of sauces. Even try our burgers, salads, and out-of-this-world pizzas. Something for everyone at Roosters. Dine in, carry out, or let us cater. Open late for the Night Owls. Visit our Richmond Road location or off Nicholasville Road by Walmart.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time. While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by the Kentucky Army National Guard. Serve your country while going to school or work full-time. Find your fit at nationalguard.com.
Final score tonight at Lafayette. Frederick Douglass comes out a winner over the Lafayette Generals 61-49. And as we look at least before the graphic, look at some of these stats. Jayleen Knowles, 21 points and 11 boards for Frederick Douglass in 32 minutes. What'd you like best about her play, Tim?
Man, she just, she just fills so many columns up. You know, it's good to look across and you see the different things that go along with it, you know, because you go on out and she's got 1 steal, she's got 5 blocks, she's got an assist. So just to have numbers in each column, it's hard to do that sometimes in a high school game.
And the ability of the Broncos in transition just to score, they're so potent and they can, you know, blow a lead open, and they did that really in the meat of the third quarter.
Yep, they did, and you know, that's what we saw the strength of it in the first. They had the one little part in the second quarter where they got a stymied and they really got no transition, but they finished that quarter with some transition and kind of stayed in that control spot to go to half.
And for Lafayette, you know, Coach Denton felt like they had to play very well to be in this game. Maybe not their best. I do think the 2 early fouls hindered them. 2 Bill Combs fouls within the first few minutes of the game perhaps changed what they wanted to do.
I agree. If you look late in the game, Combs, her and her sister were both the ones that was getting back and stopping that transition when they did stop it. When she was out, that's when they made those big runs right there in the first quarter, and I think it hurt their transition defense, if you will.
Fast break points so prolific for Frederick Douglass. How do you feel like Lafayette did in terms of trying to limit that a little bit?
I mean, I think they did at times, but it went in waves. And I think sometimes it's just the daggers of some of the shots made by Baker, the daggers of some of the steals that were back-to-back and led right to baskets. Those things then take away from the defense or the offense that you're trying to put together as Lafayette Generals. It's just sometimes hard to overcome it.
We'll update the final stats. Also have the Elite Building Products Most Outstanding Player. We'll have all that for you in just a couple of minutes from Glycod.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
A new year means next level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Mathnasium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Mathnasium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Mathnasium, we're changing lives through math.
Let's get real. With us, you'll get a great education that can lead to a great career faster. Even better, you won't end up with crippling debt. College for the real world. College for your world.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at donfranklinauto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
Central Kentucky Driving School is raising the bar in driver education because the safety of their students is too important for anything less. Offering driver training for teens and adults, Central Kentucky Driving School will equip you with the skills needed to become a safe and confident driver. A proud community partner, Central Kentucky Driving School invests in their students and families and guides you every step of the way. For more information, give them a call at 859-538-7775 or visit drivecky.com. This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Central Kentucky Driving School, raising the bar in driver education. Man of War Harley-Davidson, 100% Kentucky owned and operated. And by Don Franklin Auto, driven by family.
Tonight's most outstanding players are presented by Elite Building Products, locally owned and committed to providing top quality products for your next home project. Visit EliteKentucky.com or stop by their Nicholasville showroom at 242 Wilson Drive, and you certainly can't go wrong with a double-double, but we tried a little something different tonight for Douglas, and Kate Baker made some really big shots.
I thought she made big shots. I thought it was at times they made a couple of them back-to-back, and it was times where Lafayette had answered and made runs, and she, it's a dagger. It's just one of those daggers that Lafayette had to try to overcome tonight, and Miss Baker made some other plays as well. Although she got her hands on a lot of balls, was deflecting a lot and doing some things to disrupt, as was the rest of the Douglas team. But those 5 big threes were big, came at good times for Douglas, and kind of makes offense a little easier sometimes.
And Baker, a 5 of 9 from 3. We told you about Knowles, 21 points, 10 rebounds. And I thought McKaylee Bennett played well, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists.
Hey, I thought it's just the things that were not in a stat column that she did. It's just those are hard to come by. Not every team has a McKaylee Bennett, and they're going to need her going forward into tournament play towards the end of this month.
And for the Generals, Tess Nelson, tonight's most outstanding player, 16 points and 5 rebounds, but 4 of 7 from three-point range.
So poised, and I think my biggest stat of the night on her is she's got a 35 on ACT. That's incredible.
It is.
It is really incredible.
Congratulations, Tess Nelson and Kate Baker, tonight's most outstanding players. Again, thanks to our great friends at Elite Building Products. A couple of team stats. Rebounding was so important tonight for both teams. And Frederick Douglass in the first half was +6, and they finished up +10 on the backboards.
Well, that was Coach Moberly. It's what he said. He said, I think the biggest thing for me, I'd just like to see us rebound well, and I thought they did that.
33-23, 5 more assists for the Broncos over Lafayette. And again, the final score, 61-49. Take one more timeout, then we'll look ahead to this weekend's action on Glycod. Be right back.
From Glycod, this has been Central Kentucky High School.
Close. That's the close. And we're right back as we will take one more timeout and be right back.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
A new year means next level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Magnesium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Magnesium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Magnesium, we're changing lives through math.
Let's get real. With us, you'll get a great education that can lead to a great career faster. Even better, you won't end up with crippling debt. College for the real world. College for your world.
At Don Franklin, we're about more than just selling cars. We're about families, generations of them. Founded by my parents in 1968, we've been here growing alongside you. From the first family car to the newest model for the next generation, our values of trust, care, and commitment are in every handshake, every deal. With over 5,000 vehicles to choose from, check them all out at donfranklinauto.com. Don Franklin, driven by family.
Central Kentucky Driving School is raising the bar in driver education because the safety of their students is too important for anything less. Offering driver training for teens and adults, Central Kentucky Driving School will equip you with the skills needed to become a safe and confident driver. A proud community partner, Central Kentucky Driving School invests in their students and families and guides you every step of the way. For more information, give them a call at 859-538-7775 or visit drivecky.com. This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Central Kentucky Driving School, raising the bar in driver education. Man of War Harley-Davidson, 100% Kentucky owned and operated. And by Don Franklin Auto, driven by family.
Let's take a look at our upcoming schedule on Glycod, presented by New Vista. New Vista, they see the good ahead, and some very interesting matchups coming up on Friday here on Glycod. We would love for you to join us. We'll have Collins at Woodford County, and then also Madison Central at Frederick Douglass. Should be an outstanding matchup. And then also a game coming up next week as we have more high school basketball here coming up on Glycod. So that'll do it for our great crew here tonight. Thanks, as always, to Tim Glenn, our color analyst. Shidruk Artistani was our camera operator. Steve Bird, our executive producer. And Scott Moore was our on-site producer. I'm Chris Labar. Good night from Lafayette. You've been watching Central Kentucky High School basketball on Glycod.
From Glycod, this has been Central Kentucky High School basketball. Presented by Bluegrass Community and Technical College. College for the real world. College for your world. Tonight's game was brought to you by Cartown Kia in Nicholasville. Movement that inspires. IBEW Local 369. Power up your potential. Mathnasium of East and West Lexington. Changing lives through math. Roosters, a fun casual place for wings and more. Martin's Peterbilt of Central Kentucky. Community Action Council, New Vista, Tech 24, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, and Fast Signs.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcasts, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter @Glycod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation.